Hi, in this video I will be talking to you about one of the biggest mistakes I've made as a cloud engineer. A mistake so big it costs hundreds of dollars per week and tens of thousands of dollars per year. Thankfully, I caught it in time. So in this video, I'll tell you what the mistake was and how to avoid it in the future for yourself and what I did myself. Hi, my name is Carolyn and welcome back to my channel. I am a cloud engineer, software developer, and entrepreneur. I make videos on this topic. If you like this video, don't forget to like it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel. And at the end of the videos, I have bloopers, just like this puppy right here, distracting us. So stay tuned for the bloopers and let's get to the video. So before I dive deep into what the problem was and how I solved it, let me give you a little primer about what I was trying to do. So at my company that I work for, my employer, I was in charge of implementing Azure File Sync. If you don't know what File Sync is, it's basically iCloud or OneDrive or Google Drive for enterprise environment for servers. It allows you to install a utility on your computer. It will run through the files. It will store some of the files in the cloud. Well, it will store every single file in the cloud, but it allows you also to free up space by leaving little stubs like you can just click on and it will just download the file back onto the computer and you have access to it. So I was in charge of implementing File Sync. I set up everything. We had a few hundreds of gigabytes, over a terabyte worth of files. That was just like a proof of concept. And I set up File Sync so that the oldest files would go to the cloud. And thankfully what I did is I separated the files. I had like one sync group, so that's just a folder you can synchronize on your server, and I had one per year, so this way I could take all the old files, synchronize them with the cloud, remove it from the server so it doesn't take up space and people don't just download a ton of very old files accidentally. So I created sync group and file shares for every single year from 2010 to now. So those files were set up and they were synchronizing just fine. So everything was synchronizing. I could see the shares being filled up. I could see the data being synchronized. I have a dashboard on my Azure subscription at work. And I was just checking, like, is everything happening right? Is the data synchronizing? So I could see that data was synchronizing. And at some point, the data stopped synchronizing. I was like, yay, I'm done. But no. So since this was a proof of concept, I had to take a look at the cost to make sure that we have a better idea of how much it's going to cost when we roll it out to bigger and bigger shares. Like, we're talking hundreds of terabytes worth of data. So we wanted to have an idea and be able to make projections. So that's when I started looking at the costs. So you could see high cost when the data was being written, and then it went down until it stabilized to a normal level where it was mostly the storage and no data was being recalled. So the costs were stabilizing as expected. They were just the data being stored because we did not expect any data being read, recalled, or anything like that. But at some point, I started noticing that we had a spike in how much data was put in there, and then we had like expenses about like $30 a day. And I was like, there's nothing being synced. I can see it clearly in my data. Nothing is being synced. No data is coming in or out. I can see that the amount of usage is still constant, the same day after day. So I decided to do a breakdown cost by metrics. And that's when I see that it was writing to my Azure storage every day. It kept writing and it kept writing and it kept writing. There's nothing that should have been written. But I was like, you know what? Little fluke, we'll see if it stabilizes. After a week, the cost grew up to almost $500 of data being written. I was like, but there's nothing that changed. So I took a look and I dug deeper into the storage data, and the incoming data was about 10 gigs a day, 10 gigabytes worth of files being written every single day, and yet nothing changed. So I was like, well, what's the problem here? So I went back and I checked the share and everything was fine. I tried to figure out which share was being written to, and it wouldn't tell me. I went through the troubleshooting steps with what Microsoft told us to do with their script that we have to use for troubleshooting, and it wouldn't tell me anything. It just kept saying these files keep being synchronizing, and that's it. And we're like, what is happening here? And so I obviously opened a ticket with Microsoft to be like, hey, what's up with that? And within a day, they were like, well, can you just give me information about that share that's being written to? Can you just look at properties? And sure enough, it said the share was full. But none of the error messages said the share was full. I can't write, it just said I can't write data to it. I was like, well, why don't you tell me the share was full? So had I not gone through the process of breaking down the cost, looking deeper into things, this problem could have been growing to a lot of money. Of course, it's not a ton of money in this realm of like how much the company spends, but I mean, it could have added up to about $300 a year, which is $330,000 a year, which is still a lot of money to spend on nothing. So from now on, what I decided to do, my solution to this problem going forward, is implement a review of budget on a weekly basis. So I looked through all my services and looked that I have absolutely no unexpected costs, that everything that is coming in makes sense, that if there is a cost that is not supposed to be there, I either do more research or I contact Microsoft and be like, hey, what's up with that? Because even though it's like a little trickle, when you multiply it every day, like $1 a day times $365, $1 a day times 365 is $365, which can pay for more useful things than mistakes. So especially if it is your own personal subscription, make sure you look at the cost, because if you don't have enough money to pay for it, you don't want a huge bill at the end of the month that you weren't expecting. So I do the same thing on my personal subscription. I have budget alerts so that when I know how much I'm supposed to spend in a month, I get an email if I get above budget or I'm about to reach my budget. And so I keep apprised of everything that is happening in my subscription. So I tried to do a YouTube short tutorial about how to create a cost alert. So it's a 50-second video. You can see it right here. All right, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching until the end, or at least before the bloopers. I'm sure there's going to be a few in this video with the puppies and the cat being distracting behind me. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline. I am a cloud engineer, software developer, and entrepreneur. I make video on those topics. If you like this video, don't forget to like it. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe so you can see more videos. And at the end of the video, I have bloopers like this cat right here distracting us. Hi, my name is Caroline. I am a cloud engineer, software developer, and entrepreneur. I make videos on those topics. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a like. If you're new to this channel, subscribe. At the end of the video, I have bloopers just like this puppy right here distracting us. So let's get to the video. Hey, you wanna come? Like, Mom, I thought I wanted to go here, but it wasn't fun. It wasn't as fun as I thought it would be.
You put me up there and it was so dangerous.
If I had not gone through the process of looking at the costs, breaking down the costs, puppies, no!